There was a businessman who was traveling for work. He was running late for his flight and somehow made it to the boarding gate. And then when he reached his seat, he kind of realized that he was one of the last ones to board the flight. He greeted his fellow companions. One of them was a middle-aged woman who was on the window seat, and then there was this little girl, 7, 8 years old, who was on the aisle seat. So he made himself comfortable and started chatting with this girl. She had a nice set of crayons and a coloring book. And when the flight took off, she was very calmly coloring them and chatting with him. He found it strange that this young girl was traveling all alone, but then he kept his thought to himself and decided to take care of her because she was all alone. Now, as the flight took off, about half an hour into the flight, they witnessed a lot of turbulence. The pilot came on the PA system and announced that everybody had to fasten their seat belts, and they had run into some rough weather. And he asked everybody to remain calm. However, with the turbulence going up and down, the plane was taking dips and turns, and there were violent shakes and things like that. This went on for about 45 minutes, and everybody in the plane, most of the people were either crying or praying intensely. Our businessman, the one who was there, was clenching his seat with both his hands and saying, oh my God, with each violent shake. And he was really scared, and he actually feared that this could be his last few breaths. While all this was going on, this young child, the 7, 8-year-old girl, was sitting quietly, her coloring book and crayons tucked very neatly in the pocket in the front seat, and with her hands on the lap, she was sitting very calm and composed. And as it all started, it kind of ended. So at the same speed, the turbulence kind of just went away. So the pilot came and apologized to everybody for the bumpy ride and said that they were going to land in about 10 to 15 minutes. With a sigh of relief, things became okay. Everybody in the flight was okay at that point in time. And this man looked at this girl and said, I have never seen anybody more brave than you. I mean, all of us adults were so afraid, and you were sitting so calm. So the girl looked at him and said, my father is the pilot, and he is taking me home. Let that sink in. Faith is more powerful than any kind of fear. When we have faith, we don't wait for the miracles.